Explaining the Luka Doncic trade in all terms, because I keep seeing people mess it up online. The Luka Doncic trade in NFL terms is like if the Bills decided to trade Josh Allen, Khalil Shakir, and Damar Hamlin for Nick Bosa, Israel Abanikanda, and Baby Gronk. Josh Allen is a generational talent who is the most explosive player in the league and a perennial MVP candidate and title contender who happens to also be from the 2018 draft class and already be in conversations for the best of all time on his respective franchise. Nick Bosa is a perennial depoy candidate whose California team is constantly in championship windows but have fallen off from that level in recent years. Khalil Shakir and Damar Hamlin are solid pieces that get genuine minutes, and Abanikanda is young and probably not a long-term player. And a Baby Gronk is about the same value of whatever comes from the first-round pick that'll be equated to how good Luka's team is in 4 years, and yeah, that is not looking good for the Mavericks. The Luka trade in Fortnite terms is like giving your friend a gold scar and gray pump for a blue pump and gray SMG. A blue pump is really good, but a gold scar is generational, and whilst a gray SMG will likely be dropped for heals later on, a gray pump can easily go overlooked but do just as much damage in the hands of the right player. In terms of locations, it's like vaulting 2018 Tilted Towers in exchange for bringing back like the Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle is pretty fun, but like, come on man, it's like 2018 Tilted. The Luka Doncic trade in YouTube terms is like me giving you weekly videos about sports that are entertaining and you, in exchange, not subscribing. Crazy, right? Like, that just doesn't make any sense at all, right? So like, please, if you don't want to be the next Nico Collins, don't make the same mistake. Just hit the subscribe and alright, let's continue. In rap terms, the Luka Doncic trade is like if a label had present day Kanye and Future and traded Future to another label in exchange for 2018 Drake. Drake was big before 2018, he was huge after 2018, but he was on another planet of impact during 2018. And I'm not just talking about handing out stacks of money to paid actors impact. Also in this scenario, Kanye is LeBron, an aging GOAT nearing the end of his career and getting their kin into the game they love alongside them. But in this version of it though, pretend like the off-court impact is completely different. Because LeBron isn't taking his wife butt-ass naked to shows and having some wild anti-Semitic quotes every few months. My GOAT would never do that. Hey, this is Editing Ahmad here, and as I'm editing this video, Kanye is currently on one of the most diabolical Twitter runs I've ever seen in my life. So please, I am not endorsing him as a person. Kanye is a horrible person, and I think this kind of just further proves my point. So I'm gonna leave this part of the video in, but I mean, you can't make this shit up. But both of them have had some questionable performances with their child aside them where they completely outperformed them, and both of them won championships in early 2020s because I don't care what you say, Dondo was fire, and it still is. The Luka trade is like the Mets trading Juan Soto to the Phillies for Bryce Harper. Harper is good, but on the older side and injury prone with his best years behind him, and Soto has some slight issues on the conditioning and alcoholic end, but is still one of the best and brightest stars with lots of time left. And the Mets are still contending for championships with Soto. It's not like they need to make a big move. And I'm really sorry if this is inaccurate because I know absolutely nothing about baseball and I haven't watched a lick of it in my entire life and stole all of this from CHGO Sports, so go subscribe to them, please. The Luka Doncic trade in soccer or football terms is like if Man City traded Erling Haaland to Liverpool in exchange for Virgil van Dijk. Erling Haaland is one of the most exciting young players, and VVD is really great, and he's one of the best defensive center backs in the game, but he's getting pretty old, and it would be a home run for the club to flip his value for a proven megastar youngster with so much potential left in the tank. And you can easily switch Erling Haaland for someone like Lamine Yamal, Kylian Mbappe, or Jude Bellingham in this situation, and it'd be the same thing. The Luka trade in UFC terms is like having a team of present-day John Jones and Israel Adesanya and trading Izzy for Khamzat Chimaev. Izzy is really great, but he's getting towards the end of his career, and he has had some pretty terrible losses recently and doesn't seem to be contending for titles. Meanwhile, Khamzat is in the prime of his career with plenty of time left, that is, in terms of how talented he is and how much time he could potentially still have to fight, given he doesn't go the Khabib route and retire at the height of his popularity. I think Khamzat fits the Luka mold really well just because he's so dominant and a top contender who has yet to win, but Ilia Topuria works here too, factoring in excitement levels. If you want to make an all-time UFC comparison, we can look back to 2018 when the UFC made an actual trade on a level this bad, sending Mighty Mouse to one championship in exchange for Ben Askren. Yeah, the Ben Askren that gave Jorge Masvidal the greatest knockout of all time, and the Ben Askren who got knocked out in the first round again by Jake tall. Also in this scenario, LeBron is John Jones, two GOATs nearing the end of their careers, but just like the Kanye comparison, ignore the out-of-sport issues because for some reason, no GOAT can keep a clean record unless their name's LeBron. The Luka trade in gaming terms is like if you were to trade in your PS5 in exchange for a PS4 Pro. A PS4 Pro is really great, but it's outdated and the PS5 is entering the peak of its life cycle. You're just losing value on future games that are going to come out. It is literally just a negative trade. I don't know how else to put it. The Luka trade in NHL terms is like if the Leafs traded Austin Matthews to the Penguins for Erik Karlsson. Matthews is one of the best scorers in the NHL and easily a top 5 player. He can propel your team to a championship. And whilst Karlsson is really good and one of the best defensive players in the sport, he is very injury prone and getting old, just like Anthony Davis. And again, I have never watched a lick of hockey in my life, so I hope this was good. Shout out to this dude on Reddit because I stole it bar for bar. In internet/YouTube terms, the Luka trade is like if the AMP collective traded Kai Cenat and Davis to the Sidemen in exchange for Simon and Josh. Simon's a solid YouTuber, but Kai Cenat is the brightest young star in the internet right now and one of the faces of the internet in general. It may be entertaining in the short term for AMP, but 10 years down the line, the Sidemen will be just so much bigger. Here are a couple other fun comparisons I've seen online. I'm just gonna cycle through a lot of them. I don't really know if they're good. I don't really know if they're bad. I just don't feel like I'm educated enough to speak on them. And as I cycle through these tweets, haha, look at that one. That was hilarious. As I cycle through these tweets, I ask you to please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, support a small channel because we just hit 2,000 subscribers and we're trying to beat our projections that this website has for us. They don't even think we're even close to hitting 10K and we're trying to hit that by the end of 2025. So please go ahead and help us. But I hope you enjoy this nice little B-roll of tweets. As you can tell, I might be talking a little slower and talking a little less, and that is because I am actually just panning for time to get this video to 8 minutes long. So I'm sorry if you haven't realized that yet, but that is what I am doing. I'm trying to get paid a little bit of money for this. On a more serious note, I've got a lot more videos coming soon about the NBA trade deadline and how that has kind of just exploded, and also about the NBA All-Star game, which is about to take place. So if you're into NBA content, NFL content, I think I'll make a Super Bowl video, then please go ahead and subscribe, like this video. We've got a lot of videos coming out and March Madness is going to be crazy for us. So yeah, it's just an exciting time for the channel. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. But in the meantime, just enjoy these tweets, you know, maybe go down and comment a little something, comment like spicy ball or something like that. I don't know, just comment something so I can know that you watched this far into the video. Just a couple more tweets here. Yeah, ha, 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 ha. Oh my gosh, so funny. We're having a great time. And now that we're just about to that point of the video where it's reached the amount of length that a song can reach, I can now play you guys out some music as I go and work on the other videos. So please, thank you for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe. It's free.